My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. To read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, and other publications, go to hagoodman.com. You can see my MSNBC, CNN, and RT appearances there as well. To support this YouTube channel, go to my Patreon link below. I had the pleasure of being published in the Daily Caller last year, numerous times, and the article was President Trump should pardon Julian Assange. Now, in the Daily Caller, we see exclusive. Representative Rohrabacher says Assange could be pardoned for info about DNC leak source. DNC leak source was Seth Rich. WikiLeaks source was Seth Rich. That I say this with like 99% certainty. So this all comes down to Seth Rich and a monumental just deception, a monumental attempt at deception by 3 U.S. intelligence agencies, even though James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence under President Obama, who left in like January of 2017, said there was no direct evidence of Trump working with Russia. Jay Johnson, former Homeland Security Chief, says he's never seen the DNC servers. He's going on CrowdStrike. He requested the DNC servers. The FBI, James Comey, even requested them. Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the people, Donna Brazile, nobody at the DNC would give up those servers. I should say Donna Brazile because she was leading the DNC at the time. But I'll read you. California Republican Representative Dana Rohrabacher met with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange Wednesday in an effort to obtain information about the source of a leak of Democratic official emails. Rohrabacher told Daily Caller in an exclusive interview Thursday that Assange is hoping to leave the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he is currently in asylum, and that during the meeting they explored, quote, what might be necessary to get him out. The congressman told the Daily Caller that, quote, if Assange is going to give us a big favor, he would obviously have to be pardoned to leave the Ecuadorian embassy. Assange took asylum in the embassy in August 2016. Okay, August 2012. Just very excited about this information. Julian Assange, by the way, the United Nations has ruled he's been unlawfully, arbitrarily detained. He's owed compensation by the UK and Sweden. He is protected under the First Amendment in this country, freedom of speech. When you look, he's a publisher and journalist, and everything he publishes is then published by the New York Times and Washington Post, and then discussed throughout the country. But the DNC, Russia never hacked the DNC. We know this from the forensicator, Adam Carter, Elizabeth Voss, Disobedient Media, who broke the story initially. Groundbreaking article by Elizabeth Voss. We also know that Kim.com is willing to testify under oath. Asked Robert Mueller to testify regarding Seth Rich being the WikiLeaks source. Quote, he has information that will be of dramatic importance to the United States and the people of our country as well as to our government, Rohrabacher said. Thus, if he comes up with that, you know he's going to expect something in return. He can't even leave the embassy to get out to Washington to talk to anybody if he doesn't have a pardon. Obviously, there's an issue there that needs to be dealt with, but we haven't come to any conclusion yet. The U.S. intelligence community, oxymoron, has said Russia was involved in the hacking and leaking of the emails from the Democratic National Committee. No, they weren't. Imran Awan was just arrested, and he had access to DNC servers. And he was storing information on off-site servers, as was Hillary Clinton. The Democratic Party and Democrats are the biggest threat to cybersecurity this country has ever known. Forget about hackers from China or Russia or North Korea. Hillary Clinton is a walking cybersecurity, monumental cybersecurity risk. She's probably storing important information on cloud storage companies like Dato and Platte River right now. She's definitely storing Clinton Foundation information, that's for sure, regarding $10 billion stolen from Haiti, all of those issues. But Assange needs to be pardoned by President Trump. I believe that President Trump will do the right thing and pardon Assange. Russia never hacked the election. We know that Hillary Clinton couldn't win against President Obama. She couldn't win against Bernie. Bernie won the nomination. The only reason the superdelegates suddenly flocked towards Clinton and Clinton won the Democratic primary was because the DNC cheated. Noam Chomsky stated that the enthusiasm and the support that Bernie Sanders received would have propelled him to win the Democratic Party nomination. if it were not for the shenanigans, he used that word, the shenanigans of the party bosses. He called them party bosses. So, which is true. These are party bosses. Just like Tammany Hall, we now have the 2017 version of Tammany Hall. Give me your thoughts below. Julian Assange. If it's not for, if we don't have Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, then what do we have? We have the Washington Post, that's signs that the parent company of the Washington Post, Amazon, or Jeff Bezos, owns the Washington Post, and then Amazon gets a $500 million contract with the CIA. That's the world we live in. Democracy dies in darkness, and the parent company of the Washington Post is working with the CIA. And they're going to store the intelligence community information on a cloud, which is the most insane thing. But what do we have if we don't have WikiLeaks and Julian Assange? They went after the right. They didn't go after anyone. They published information, I should say, damaging politically to the right. They published information damaging politically to the left. How about instead of thinking, oh, left, right, or it's damaging my side, how about fixing the corruption in your party? And allowing Julian Assange and WikiLeaks to publish information because they're journalists and they're publishers and they publish newsworthy information. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Trump is going to pardon Julian Assange.